Hey everyone, welcome to this month's episode of Living with Wildlife. I'm Todd Black, wildlife biologist and environmental planner with Eagle Mountain City. We're out here today along the golf course and we're going to talk about birds, and we're going to talk about feeding birds. A lot of people feed birds. It's a really neat hobby and a good way to introduce kids to wildlife, and a really good way to just relax and enjoy wildlife. This time of year, as it starts to get colder and we transition into fall and winter, as we start to get some snow, a lot of our birds that we have here in the summertime, our warblers, our bluebirds, some of our shorebirds, a lot of these birds head south for the winter, primarily because they eat insects and all their food is gone. But at the same time, we get an influx of birds that come from northern latitudes and higher elevation altitudes. We get birds that are called altitudinal migrants that spend their summers up in the mountains and come down and winter in Cedar Valley because the snow forces them out, depending on how much snow the northern latitudes get, that come down here from Idaho, Montana, Canada, and even into the Arctic Circle. We get a species of raptor that comes down here in the wintertime called the rough-legged hawk that essentially replaces the Swainson's hawk that's here in the summer that migrates south. We get, from the northern latitudes, we get rosy finches, redpolls, we get even snow bunting if there's enough snow. Some of these altitudinal migrants that we usually don't see in the summertime but have an influx in the wintertime are chickadees, dark-eyed juncos, pine siskin, and other birds like that will move down from the mountains down into the valley during the winter time. There's a lot of different feeders out there. We'll show you a few today. If it's something that you want to get into, there's a lot of different places that you can get stuff locally, online, or even at some of the box stores. There's a couple of really good sources from Wild About Utah and Utah State University. We'll put those links at the end of the program where you can learn a lot on, gather more information on what to do and what kind of feeders to use to feed birds and enjoy the birds. So these are thistle feeders right here. You can see that they kind of have a mesh tube and there's thistle seed in there, and a lot of times the finches and siskins really like and use these feeders, and they'll peck the seed out of this mesh tube. These are called suet feeders. They have a lot of seed intermixed with a lot of fat, and so the birds will just, they really like these, high protein, lots of fat, really good for them. These feeders are kind of cool because they're almost specifically for the Bullocks oriole that we have around here in the summertime, but you fill them full of jelly, and the Bullocks orioles love them. These are just your regular standard hummingbird feeders. You fill those up with it's a 4-to-1 ratio of water to sugar, and the hummingbirds, just sugar water, really like those. Just another feeder. This one's got some millet seeds, some corn, and some black oil sunflower seeds that the birds will just sit and pick at and eat all day, and it makes a mess on the ground, but still fun. So until next month, enjoy Eagle Mountain wildlife.